Brandon Howardson, everybody.
How's it going?
Great.
Good. I love when straight people talk about like how kinky and weird like dating apps are. It's like you really have no idea. You know. Does anybody here know what Sniffies is?
Yeah.
You know what Sniffies is. What do you know about it?
I was out with my gay friends and they showed me it, and that was some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's not even an app because the app stores won't let it exist. It's a full website, and you guys are like, he's a cuck. He likes to watch, and I'm like, well, you can see full pictures of people fisting each other on there. It's like it's real. I have a costume that I put together for Halloween. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
Oh,
Yes.
let's go!
Does anybody know what it is? Anybody?
Farmer.
Don't be racist. No.
Are you
No.
Beyonce?
Totally. Yeah, totally. No. Has anybody ever seen Love Island? I'm Rob from Love Island. He dresses like this, and it's the weirdest fucking show ever. If nobody's ever seen Love Island, okay, if there's one reality show that if you're not gonna watch any other ones and you're just gonna watch like one single reality show, I swear to God, don't fucking watch Love Island. It's the worst show I've ever seen. It's fucking awful. It's like you get this like slutty, like emotionally damaged people together in a villa in like Fiji, and they're all like having contests and games, and there's like they get together and like it's like make out with the person who you think has mono, and they do it. They make out with these people. It's like and just as like everybody starts to like get comfy, and they're like pairing up with each other only to stay on the show. Like they don't actually like, you can tell they hate each other. But just as they get comfy in their little couples and stuff, they bring in a whole bunch more like emotionally damaged people who like hate themselves and like try to wreck everything. Anyway, I'm gonna take this hat off. So this is Rob from Love Island. Imagine a really fucking terrible like snake tattoo also though. This is a really interesting time of year. The weather changes, the season's changing, and it's warm today, but it was cold this week. And I kind of like it. It's nice. I leave the heat on like low at home because I like to like get a little like cozy and cold, and when I feel cold, I feel like I'm super skinny, and I'm like, oh, I'm very natural. I'm so skinny. Makes me feel good about my body for once in my life. So for Halloween, I had some other ideas for costumes. I thought about I could like take my personality downfalls and use them like as excuses for costumes. So I could just like doom scroll on my phone and just call myself like a zombie, like a doom scrolling zombie. I could just be my regular self and say, hey, I'm an energy vampire. Just suck all the air up in the room. I could just ghost all my friends like I always do and have an excuse for it. Or just like act batshit crazy, as always. Get it, bats. It's really bad, I know. I also like this time of year because it feels close to my heart. I'm a Gemini, which means that my parents fucked on Halloween, which is probably why I'm gay. My birthstone is crystal meth, so there's that. I would ask my parents what they were dressed up as for Halloween that night, but they're both dead, so I can't. So.
Support group.
Exactly. Well, since we're leaning into the support group thing, I will say also, there's also this extra layer there. Like everybody always thought that my foster mom, because I grew up in a foster home, was dressed up like a witch. So like that was like a Halloweeny thing for me. I was like, she looks exactly like Ursula the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid, and my dad looks like Grumpy Dwarf, and they were so fucking awful. And so like for Halloween, I'm always like, trick or treat me like Garbage Daddy. Like, love this. And everybody's like, I'm 30. I'm like, I just fucking turned 40, thanks. I'm so old. I'm 30, and I'm like, fuck you. But when I was younger, when I was a kid, they were still allowed in haunted houses to like grab at you, touch you and grab at you. I remember this one in particular where like there was hands underneath, like grabbing at your ankles, and like I remember stomping on one hand, and just like it like freaked me out. It like traumatized me. I was like, fucked. Which I think is why I love it when strangers touch me in the dark now. Touch my Halloweener. But I'm over that now. It's fine. My personal idea of like a haunted house now is like you walk in and there is a room of all of the people whose bridges you burnt. There's like a room full of like people who are just trying to like love and connect with me, and I'm just like, no, like stay away. Or you go into another room in this haunted house and you sit down and there's a server that comes to you and says, enjoy your meal, and you say, you too. And then you like sit in your anxiety and for the rest of eternity. Or another room is like when you like sit down and your doctor asks you how many drinks you have per week and how much sex you have, and you have to follow it up with like clarifying questions. You're like, does like what counts? Like how many? Like you know. So, has anybody seen the new Beetlejuice movie?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
No, why didn't you like it?
Just because it's like you kind of knew it was gonna happen. Like as soon as you're like, this should happen, it happened in a way that's like, oh, I wish you surprised me more.
Yeah, predictable, right? Yeah. I thought it was fucking scary. It scared the shit out of me.
Super unpredictable.
Yeah. Because the thing about it is that like Beetlejuice is like running around trying to marry Winona Ryder. And she's been like, I think they started this whole fucking thing when she was 14. So he's still chasing her. And then in this one, they also introduce his like ex-wife, who's also trying to get him to marry her. So it's just like all of the fucking like commitment to marriage that is horrifying to me. I'm like, this is the scariest fucking movie I've ever seen. This time of year is also this time of year where you like see the pumpkin spice Karens starting to like go away finally, with their fucking like wide brim hats, like knee-high boots, like their plaid shawls and their white privilege, and they're like running around like the pumpkin patches and trying to like find the scarecrows for like for loitering. And they're just like, a feeling in their brain. Yeah, also like pumpkin spice lattes are just nutmeg. Like there's no pumpkin in them. Like there's no fucking gourds or pumpkins. It's just like, let's just call them nutmeg lattes. Like that's what they fucking are, right? It's like, it's so stupid. But you know, like I said, my parents fucked in Halloween, so I was Gemini. So these Karens, I know that their parents fucked out of like hate fucking, which has made them like the hateful fucking like PTA Karens that we all know and love. But anyway, that's it for me. Happy Halloween. Thanks for coming.